show you the rest of my setup. But I have a Huion tablet because I was too cheap to buy a Wacom tablet.
Yeah.
It
That's
actually
actually,
does the job.
yeah, it's something I want to bring up. It's like, how do you find it compared to like an actual Wacom?
Okay, so I think a Wacom tablet, it's always been high quality, right? And I totally believe that. I think it's definitely, if you're using a Cintiq especially, I definitely think it is worth the money. But it is expensive. And I think if you want to have that toy, you have to have a certain level of skill to make it worth it. And I think, for the average user, for someone that doesn't like, I mean, I'm trying to learn sculpting and stuff, but for most part, I'm just using it as a replacement for a mouse, right? So I think you can use the lower tiered tablets like the Intuos. I think if you're gonna use those tablets, I don't think you need an absolutely good one. You just need something that's functional for the most part and feels about right. And
Yeah.
I think
I guess especially for
Huion's,
animating.
yeah, and I feel like Huion's like the perfect one for me for now.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
That's
I
a
broke
good
my,
point. Like when
yeah,
you think about it, it's like you don't
yeah,
need the pressure sensitivity when you're
yeah,
animating. You just need
or
to
at
like
least,
point and click.
or at least like you don't need that kind of fidelity or that kind of like sensitivity, right? It doesn't. It for me, it doesn't just. Sorry about the fire truck. There's a lot here. It doesn't justify me paying like 200 or 300 more for a Wacom tablet that is essentially the same size and does the exact same thing. So yeah, I feel like Huion for me right now is a good tablet to use for everyday mouse replacement kind of device. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I should test some out at some
Yeah.
point as well.
Yeah, definitely. They're so
Because
much
I
cheaper,
think,
seriously.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's
Laura's
one.
kind of like, she's trying to like upgrade her setup.
Yeah.
And then I might get her a tablet because she needs
Okay.
like a mouse, and then
Yeah.
she's not used to using mouse. So I think maybe a tablet's a good alternative.
Okay, there is one tablet that I do recommend for Wacom, like in terms of just a normal tablet, not the Cintiq or anything, which is the one you used to have. That pen is fucking amazing.
Oh yeah,
That old
you're
one,
looking at the old one, yeah.
like the gray blue one,
Yeah, the
that one
Intuos
was,
3.
yeah, that pen. I don't know what kind of thing they use for this part, but it's like some
Yeah.
silicone gel or something. And I'm like, whenever I held that, I was like, whoa, this is like, it's so comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
That pen.
Yeah, they did
is really
something right with that one, I think.
Yeah.
And they went for a while, they went to like this textured surface. And then I feel like I like the smooth surface more actually. Like
Yeah.
after using all the different iterations,
Yeah.
I think that was their best.
Yeah.
Because unless you're like doing like traditional art or whatever, you don't really need the texture. You just need like the smoothness actually helps.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well,
in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is more for like these are made more for, I guess, actual illustrators, right? To emulate drawing on paper, maybe. But I mean, to me, I like it's like for the most part, I like it smooth. Like if anything, if I'm trying to make it rough, I'll add a piece of sandpaper on top or something.
Like, just eat away your nib.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Like the new ones, like your nibs they just get like destroyed after like a few weeks.
Yeah, I didn't know for the longest time that those holders inside that are the nibs. Yeah. So for the longest time, like I didn't know that. And
it took me forever to figure out how to open this one. I'm like, how do you open this one?
Yeah. And you're supposed to use that middle hole to like get the nib out. And then I'm like, yeah, man, this is too complicated. Like, but but
just stick to the simple ones. For a while, I was like at a job that I worked at. It was out of this guy's house.
Yeah.
His house actually looks a lot like your background right now. It's got like upper gantry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'd work on the top part,
Yeah.
um, just in his home. But yeah, he didn't have any mouse. He just had
Yeah.
tablets. So it was just me and him sitting next to each other,
Yeah.
and then I had to learn to use a tablet for everything.
Hmm.
So that
Yeah.
was the real like when I had to like kind of when I knew I didn't need a mouse anymore. It's like when I
Yeah.
worked there.
Yeah.
And the most awkward thing is like I think like trying to rig and do like really precise things with
With
just the
a tablet.
tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
when it gets kind of awkward.
would you still use a tablet or would you switch to a mouse for those particular things?
I think now, like when I have the option, I switch to the mouse, but I don't
Okay.
think about it. It all happens like subconsciously. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes I'd like find myself using the mouse and like, why am I using the mouse?
Yeah.
This would feel nicer if I use the tablet. I just grab
Yeah.
the pen and start using the pen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not something I think about. It just kind of happens
Yeah. Yeah.
naturally. But it's good
Okay.
to have the option.
Yeah. I think yeah, it's funny. I don't think anybody starts out as a tablet person, right? And I think even at Luma, I was still, so that was like 2015.
Yeah.
I was still using a mouse. Um, and I always want, like, whenever I remember I first started to want to use the tablets because I saw people using it and I thought that was cool. It's so stupid, stupid reason. Um, when you first start, you always back out of it because you're like, oh, mouse is easier
Yeah.
for certain
You
things.
feel super awkward. The
Yeah.
first 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah. And until you force yourself to use it, I don't think you will, you'll always be, I think you always lean back on the mouse. Um, but yeah, so what I did was when I got to Animal Logic, I unplugged my mouse. It's just like I forced myself like to just use the tablet. And now if I don't use the tablet, I can't like I need to use the tablet. I actually function, I realize a lot slower with the mouse. I can't move it in a way that I do with a tablet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Do you
And
feel the
that's what I
same?
say to like everyone as
Yeah.
well. Because
Yeah.
like Raph, who was the animation soup at Luma,
Mhm.
he wanted to use the tablet too because he saw that I was using it. He's like, oh, that looks cool. I want to like try it out. He can annotate, he can make
Yeah.
notes a lot easier on the tablet, right?
Yeah.
And then he just kept going back to the mouse like within a few days. You know, because
Yeah.
like he's in the middle of work, he can't slow down just to learn how to use a tablet. But I said to him like,
Yeah.
you have to stick to the tablet. Like if you
Yeah.
want to get good at it, you just have to like use it for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
And then once you break past that barrier, it's like that's when it
You
all
get
happens.
really
You're like,
yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
I can use this now. And then it feels
Yeah.
natural again.
Yeah. And I think like not many people know like I know this is a mouse, it's like it's light, but I think dragging it is actually a lot like ergonomically it's not that great for you. And and it's just not how your hand should be resting. It's actually a lot slower. For example, if you have two screens to drag from one side to the other. While it's a tablet, you only have this amount of space, right? So I can actually, if I wanted to, like these are basically a representation of two screens. If I wanted to jump from here to here, I don't need to drag my mouse there. I can just go, nope, and I'm there. Like, it's so much
Yeah.
faster,
Yeah, it is a lot
um,
faster.
a lot faster, a lot easier to drag and grab stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a lot more
Like
intuitive.
animating with the tablet feels really nice
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you're moving like all the handles or the manipulators around, and
yeah,
it just feels really nice. It actually feels like you're playing with a puppet at that point
yeah,
when you're moving the rig around. You're like, oh, you know.
yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
it feels a
I agree.
lot like a lot more like you're playing than when you're
Yeah,
just like dragging and clicking and
yeah, I definitely agree. And like some of the controls, like maybe on your rig, are like if they're really thin or like really hard to grab, I find a mouse like trying to do that particular move, it's really hard. Whilst in a pen, you can just tap it and it's just I don't know, it's just easier for me. So I
yeah,
would highly recommend people to stick with it for the first like month and then
yeah.
get
Just
used to
break
it.
past that barrier, and
Yeah.
then it'll like I promise it'll
Yeah.
it'll register into your muscle memory.
Yeah, definitely. But how do you think? Actually, I wanted to ask you this. What do you think about standing tables for for work?
Oh, I haven't actually used one,
Yeah,
so it's hard for me to comment. But I did see, like back when we were still at the studio, there was one guy who had a standing table, Lucas
yeah,
Pozzi,
yeah,
um, and he seems to like it. So
hmm
I think it's to each their own, right? So
yeah,
I can
uh,
see the benefits, but I don't think it'll be something that you want to do like the whole day.
yeah,
So it'd be nice to have like one of those adjustable ones. I
yeah,
would
yeah.
definitely use it if it was adjustable.
Did he have an adjust? No, his is just a standing table.
No, he was just standing,
Oh my
and he had a
God.
stool. He had like a really
Oh,
high stool to sit.
yeah.
But I did notice him like he was just leaning on the table like most of the day.
That's not
Um,
good.
yeah, so I don't know if it's necessarily like the best thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And then from all the people that I've heard that talk about it, like there was another guy. He was from Sweden, and he's saying in Sweden everyone has these nice
adjustable
like
standing
standing
table.
table, adjustable standing
Yeah,
tables.
yeah.
Um, at whatever studio he was working at, and then he was saying that like it was great. He was using it for like the first 3 months or whatever, and then
Yeah.
after that he was just sitting down for the whole time.
I
Like
do
he'll
think,
maybe use it for like 5 minutes, and then he'll like put it back down
yeah,
and
put it
sit
back
down
down.
again.
But those add up, like those 5 minutes,
They do.
One benefit is when you get sleepy during like maybe 3, 4 o'clock, that's like the perfect time to use a standing table. It won't like, you won't just, it'll keep you up, it'll keep you working. And I don't know, it just, yeah, you just don't feel like you instantly don't feel sleepy. I think most of us can easily sit at our desk, especially now, where you can just do 8 hours of work and not stand up at all. I already noticed it affecting my body in terms of how tight my my thighs are or my quads, and
Yeah,
how much easier it is for me to get fat. Like it's
yeah.
insane. So I think
As
like
soon
those
as
little
we
things,
started working from home,
yeah,
like
it's a
my
downfall.
double chin just came in.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
most. It just that was the first part that all the fat just like.
It just gathers.
Yeah.
It's like a hand.
Yeah. It just all builds up here, but everywhere else is like
Yeah, it's good.
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a number. You're definitely not supposed to do it the whole day. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
But I think if you did it, for every 15 minutes per hour, or maybe per 2 hours, I think that's already really good. Um,
Yeah.
and you get like you get the benefit of like losing calorie, well, sort of losing a few more calories just
Yeah.
from standing and not doing anything else. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think an
I heard it was
adjustable
like full marathons. Someone told me, I can't remember, but it was equivalent to running 4 marathons in a year.
to wait from standing the whole day.
I don't know if it's standing the whole day or standing
Yeah.
partially, but I heard it was some, don't quote me on this, but
Just make it, you need
yeah,
fact
make
check.
it fake facts. Yeah.
Yeah. Fake news, yo.
But someone said it was equivalent to like running 4 marathons.
Yeah.
Don't tell other
Yeah.
people I said that.
This is going on YouTube everywhere. It's like whoever's
Yeah.
listening is gonna
People are
know.
gonna start Googling this straight
Yeah.
away and be like,
I need a standing table.
yeah, this guy just lost all credibility.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a if that is true, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah,
Even if you
for
don't
sure.
like buy those whole adjustable ones, you can buy. So if you have a normal table, you can buy the ones that go on top of it, and you can adjust the height of that. So it's
Right.
like
I
basically
thought you
like
were gonna say buy an adjustable chair.
I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't work.
You just get a chair that goes really high up.
Oh yeah, like ghetto fixes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I would have done back then, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just put some boxes down and then put your chair on top.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I used to like, I used to iron my clothes with like pots. So yeah, that's definitely up my alley. Thanks for watching or listening to our content. If you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks again. Peace.